It's about emotions too.
You know what? During the Tops Art Fest this October 17, you will be unveiling. I'm just reading off the text here that I was given a Lamdag Apothesis of Cebu by Adeste de Gilmo. And you ask the question, who is the real Cebuano? It's good na ikaw gid atong first guest for the Tops Art Fest because we're also talking about what it is, what it means to be a Cebuano, and I think one of the ways to be able to understand that is, of course, is through culture and the arts, right? Makasabot ka sa imuhang sa music around you. What kind of art people are making at that time. You understand yourself better. But to the question, Sir Adeste, what is the real Cebuano? Or
Kinda,
who is the real Cebuano?
well, I was in a situation before. It was a long time ago, and I have a friend, Mr. Tito Cuevas. He passed away already, but during that time, he was born in Pampanga. He was a Kapampangan, but he stayed here for a very long time. He got married here, and he got two sons here in Cebu. Hangtod diri siya namatay. But when he was alive, every time we gather, I remember him saying, "Ako, mas Cebuano pa ko ninyo." Niya. And he used to answer back, "Ito, you were born in Pampanga. Kami diri minataw sa Cebu, mas Cebuano minimo." Siya, no.
Nga naman,
You
nga
become Cebuanos by accident. I become Cebuano by choice.
So what does that? Which begs the question, right?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be a Cebuano? Who is the real Cebuano?
So, when you're in the state of consciousness that you are a Cebuano and you love Cebu because of that, not just because of blood or you were born here, you are a Cebuano. You have the soul and spirit of a Cebuano. And that, with that alone, you become a Cebuano. Because even if you were born here without that kind of spirit, you are not a Cebuano.
Of course, the next question is, what is the? If you had to describe the Cebuano spirit, unsa man na siya, like what is that? What does that even mean?
Oh,
When you
some
say-
sample, matinabango ng Cebuano.
Okay.
Bisag may pagkatihig gamay, pero matinabango ng Cebuano. Ang katong nahitabo nga linog sa Bohol, dakbo tag natabang ato. Ang katong nahitabo nga Baguio sa Leyte, we have a lot. Usa na sa mga traits nato nga
Matinabangon.
matinabangon na
Unsa pa gawa sa matinabangon?
daghan na kay lista pero usa na sa nindot nga traits sa Pilipinas.
Dili marites kayo nga Cebuano, di
Pero kung wa sa kay gamay nga marites di masag ka ka information di buga kalihok ug tarugod.
In case nahibog mo sa ang inyong gipaminaw karon, you're listening to 105.1 TMC, the best of us, of course. We only have the best guests here. We don't choose anybody or anyone but the best, and we only have the best artists, the visual artists here in Adeste de Gilmo, live in the studios of TMC. Of course, we're getting ready for the 2004 Tops Art Fest. We are looking at another artwork here. What is this? Is this you? Wow. Are you looking at the photograph?
Yes,
Wow.
that's my wife.
Oh.
A portrait of my wife, and I'm working on a painting that is also a distorted figure, but the background, that's my wife wearing an old turn of the century dress.
So it looks like there's a structure beside her. What is that? Where is that?
That's in my studio. I mean, yeah, that the picture was taken in my studio.
Mora mag na part sa building sa painting ba? What is that? Is that like from another place? Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering, we're looking at the screen here.
Yeah.
And you can also look at what we're looking at if you go to Tops Media Center on YouTube. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm holding a brush and I'm about to make another stroke on a painting that I'm working on. But
okay.
in the background, it's a finished painting with a frame of my wife. Yeah.
How long ago was this painting?
I think that I did that about 5 years ago.
There's a kind of background view. It's just like
It's a painting. I think it's a painting of Lamdag.
Oh.
unfinished Lamdag at the back, but it will be unveiled on the 17th. So
Oh.
it's like a teaser now.
So if you are on YouTube right now, you go to Tops Media Center, and we're going to be unveiling a Lamdag.
Lamdag.
That's the name of the painting.
Lamdag, Apotheosis of Cebu.
Apotheosis of Cebu. That's the name of the painting. You actually have a sneak peek of that here at our YouTube show on YouTube channel. That's Tops Media Center. We have Adeste live here on TMC. Mayong buntag ni Ginamos Lami. Daghang salamat sa imong pagpamina o pagtanaw sa ato ang programa diri nga 105.1 TMC Tops Art Fest. Sir, dugay-dugay nam jud ko aning imuhang pagka-artist ba. How do you feel about where we are, place and time in Cebu sa art, like in the national and even in the global context? Asa namta are we lagging behind? Are we advanced? Are we just right there?
I think we're just right there. Pero when it comes to a time, I think Cebu is still very young. I mean, it's full of energy, and there are lots of things hidden that are about to come out, and it's going to give a blast. But doon na siya ko yung sorpresa. And on the 17th, it will not just be the unveiling of my painting, but at the same time, it's also an unveiling of a song that I did in company to that painting. So the painting is a question, and then the song will answer back to the painting.
Very interesting. I'm very intrigued by that story, man. But in terms of I don't want to say this word, but I guess there's not a better word. In terms of competitiveness, in terms of Cebuano or art coming from Cebu and making themselves known nationwide. Like, how are we compared to? Again, I don't want to use compared to, but I have to, right? Compared to the other artists, let's say in Luzon. I mean, our art also being patronized by our friends in Luzon, or mostly taga Sibora ang ni patronize nila, or maybe if not the Philippines, maybe the world. Like, where are we in terms of patronage?
Well, in terms of patronage, we are at par of the best that they have out there. You know, internationally, like this year, sa ARC, that's Art Renewal Center, doon na sila ng yearly competition. It's a worldwide competition. And then most of the semi-finalists that Nigawas are from Cebu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, dili ta maiwit ang mga Cebuanos. We're at par of the best that they have out there.
Of course, the times are changing, right? I mean, like the way that development, the way that we have developed as a species is more exponential na ba? Atong una ang ato ang pag-improve ginagmay raman, di ba? Now with technology, murag ang atong improvement is exponential, murag kusog na kayo ba, di ba? Nga dili na makibaw sometimes, inig mata na to ang trabaho nga atong gi-eskwelahan dili na mo exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like ang ubang tao diha wala na trabaho, kaya ang ilang trabaho gipulihan og makina, gipulihan og computer, gipulihan og robot, right?
Yeah.
And people can just simply make art digitally, right?
Yeah.
And AI can make art, right?
AI.
You can just command AI, paint me an image of whatever, you know what I mean? Put some mountains behind it and make it look like a Picasso, for example.
Yeah.
So pwedeng so how do you feel about the rate of change that we are going through as a species, and where do you situate, asa man mo ibutang ang paintings? Where do you put art in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah, I in spite of the advanced technology that we have now, like machines are copying what a human do in art visually, but I still have faith in HI compared to AI. HI, human intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, I still believe it's totally different. The emotion that is it, the injected into a canvas compared to a machine. So and then when you actually look at a human person working on a painting, it would take him months and times to finish what he's doing, and then compared to a machine who's doing it in minutes,
In seconds sometimes, right?
seconds sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But observing a human being, all his emotions, intelligence, and it's totally different. When it's it's your nerves that is working on it. Lahi yun. So I still believe in HI.
So you don't feel like a time will come when human artists like yourself will be replaced by a machine who can paint a masterpiece.
Well, there is a story in the turn of the century before, in more than 100 years ago,
Okay.
when photography was discovered, camera ba?
Okay.
And then there were some artists who were declaring, from now on, painting is dead.
Okay.
Kaya nigawas na ang camera, ang photography.
Okay.
But in spite of that, wala, it didn't, it didn't kill the painting.
So painting
The
still-
same thing with this AI karon. It can never, can never replace totally, or 100% ang trabaho sa HI. So human intelligence is still
But
different.
you know what? Sometimes we notice nga dili na mo may bawaan. Sir, kani
Oo.
sometimes magtanaw ka og kaning masterpiece done by an AI, for example. Sometimes murag di na ka makibaw kung sa maghimo ni, like, but because with the right commands they can actually also make soul stirring kanang mga makabagbag damdamin nga mga paintings ba.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's just a machine who's doing that.
But I mean, it's not a threat, but it can be a useful tool for us artists.
Do you use AI? I mean, are there facets of your art nga murag mo mangay kag tabang in a way? I'm not saying
Yeah, it's true, it's true. But like before, ako mogamit man kog Photoshop, I still use the Photoshop. Okay, it helped me a lot ba. Mas dali ang oras, dili ka madugay, di ka malangan. The same thing with photography. I mean, artists before, when photography was introduced to the world, mubang artists, they were discouraged by it. But some artists used it as a tool. So the same thing with this AI karon. So it can be a tool for us visual artists. Ang kaning AI. Bisag sa kanta bitaw, makikaya sila mo compose ang AI put. But imo paminawon gid imo. Pero siguro mga pila ka years from now, it can be perfected. You can never tell unless you see, I mean, a human being performing it live. So in the future, just to prove that you did it, kinahanglan ko ang kag video.
But sometimes art takes like a long time to make, right?
Oh.
So they're gonna have to wait for like a year to finish.
Yeah, that's right. So siguro it's practical, and it's naalay rationality sa kung ang presyo sa gibuhat sa tao mas mahal kaayo compared sa trabaho sa AI.
Very interesting indeed. And of course, during the 2004 Tops Art Fest, you're going to be here, and you're going to be demonstrating direct drawing in ink, creating from your imagination. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that. But before that, here's what I want to do. I want to play a song. The one, because I would intriga gyud imong kanta nga Pasayawa Ko Day. Abot kinsa kaning version na version na ring milyonaryo. Unsa man ning version na kibaw ka ni sir?
O ako
Ato ning paminaw og suya, maybe nindot ni, who knows. We will never know until we play it, right?
Sige.
Let's play this one before we talk to Adeste about what you could experience here at the 2024 Tops Art Fest, which is happening, started this October 17. Listen to this. Let's listen to this. Die, one of Adeste's top 10 greatest Cebuano songs of all time. So, you think ang nag-compose na ni the same composer as Matod Nila, right? Pasaya Wako Die.
Oh.
So you can say pangalan to that?
Carpo siguro.
Carpo or something like that. Anyway, maybe you can...
Ben Subiri.
Ben Subiri.
Ben Subiri.
Maybe you guys can help discuss that on YouTube. Please, kung ganahan mo join sa amo ang conversation dari ni Adeste. He's of course one of the top artists of not just in Cebu and not just in the Philippines but of the world. You can join us on Tops Media Center on YouTube. Also, you can go to our website topsmediacenter.com. This is a brand new show we're doing. It's called the 105.1 TMC Tops Art Fest. And karong Picha 17 nakay demonstration of direct drawing in ink, creating from imagination. Sir, can you give us a sneak peek? Unsa man ning imuhang i-demonstrate? Kiba ka unsang orasa ug asa ang dapita?
Kung ana siya, that would be on the 18 sa karong nga month.
Okay.
And then it will be 2 p.m. sa hapon. Kaning it will be a direct drawing. Kanang direct drawing. Imagine I will drawing it in ink without using a pencil. Preliminary, wala. Ditso. If I commit a mistake, then I commit a mistake. So, it's a kind of a good exercise. Kaya it will improve your courage, and it will also improve your judgment, and also it will concretize much more of your imagination. So, wala kay gikopyahan. So, out of nothing, ditso kag use og ink without an eraser, then you draw direct on paper. So what will be there on the paper cannot be erased. So kinahanglan firm ang imong vision of what you will the next line you're going to put on the paper. So kung masayop ka.
Mo man ay mawa sa kuan sa if art goes digital ba, because kung digital imong art, pwede man ka mo sayop, pwede man mo i-undo, di ba?
Yeah.
Pwede man mo i-erase, di ba? Kanang if you have pink or ink on paper, ikasayop nimo, sayop na
Sayop na siya.
either you start from zero, right?
Yeah.
Or continue on with a mistake, right?
Continue on with a mistake.
So unsa man, like what is your process like? For example, na kay drawing using ink, right?
Yeah.
Unsa man, like for example, na kay nasayop for some reason, murag nahiwi, for example, or whatever. Kaning, what do you do with it?
So kung example na nahiwi, so other kanang mga sayop, you can still correct them in a way without using eraser. But there are those you cannot do anything. You just leave it on as a mistake. Then you have to accept it as a mistake. So with this kind of exercise, and you keep doing it, you will commit less and less mistake. So I've been doing this for a while. So gamay-gamay lang mistakes makatalo. But there's no such thing as perfect.
Exactly. I'm sure you've heard of that kind of phrase, a beautiful mistake, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes nga ang sayop may nahinuoy mo ni sikat, or mo ni nindot, mas nindot pa noon sa perfect, right? Dagan ka ng instances na sa music, for example, nga kaninumdum ko na ikanta si The Police, unya na siya message in the bottle mo siguro to niya na hog ang baso sa piano niya, ting na initingog niya man wala lang gitangtang sa kanta nga naay murag off key nga piano. It became like a thing, right? It became part of the song. Like for example sa U2 kanang si The Edge, kanang iyang gitara murag nagdindot kay paminawon, pero kaning feedback man din na siya din iyan yung recreate. So every time he plays the guitar, there's always like a kind of feedback. When originally it was a mistake, right?
Yeah.
So how about in art? Unsa man nimo pag maximize, or how do you make a beautiful mistake?
In art, there are mistakes that can be not using eraser, but using camouflage. So camouflaging can be used to augment that mistake. So the same things like music, parang there are things nga they leave it at ease, like the song "Hey Jude." While they were recording it, McCartney cannot see the drummer because there's a panel between him and Ringo. Mm-hmm. So when he was started recording the "Hey Jude," Ringo was in the CR. So when he came back, when he came back si Ringo gikan sa CR, ang kato na tong ikaduha nga verse.
Okay.
Ito na dayon ni sud ang iyang drum, which is timing sa gayo. It makes the song much better kung nisugod sa drum ato pagsugod. You listen to it.
Okay, Hey Jude.
Hey Jude. The drums comes in during the second verse na.
Wow.
Kaya na late naman nagbalik si Ringo.
Mo na akong pasabot, how do you, is there something like that in art nga ang sayop mura na hinoy mas nindot pa noon kung wala pa concept, because maybe man good you had has it ever happened to you nga you're painting, you're supposed to paint something in another direction, but you made a mistake and you took it to another direction?
Yeah,
has it happened to you?
It has happened to me a lot of times.
Okay.
Because I came to understand now. This is what happened. Because when we are fully conscious, we're only using about 20% of our brain. But when the subconscious comes in, which is much bigger and wider and
more powerful
than the conscious mind, then it becomes a creative act, which is you never figure it out when you were totally conscious. Kaya subconscious may follow up. So it's much better.
Wow.
Mura ka na nagsabot mo sa iyong mga barkada ba?
Do you have a sample? Do you have an example of a work nimo nga kaning medyo you're supposed to take it in another direction, but you made a mistake and you took it in another direction, and you've probably felt like nga it was your subconscious at work nga murag dili ta padong diha Adeste padong ta diri. Naka example na nga work
pero tayo sa akong mga files ng
uban.
uban.
But do you have a name for that particular painting of yours? Do you remember? Wala.
Oh, I think they were those mga musical series na ko.
Musical series.
I mean figures with a instrument in music ba.
Wow, okay.
One of those.
It's very interesting. Imo hading artwork is also, you're also a very musical person, right? I didn't know that about you because when we were chatting a few months ago, I didn't know nga you're also a musician as well. But your music, is it like, are you also do you also have like a song that you have created, or kind of musicality is just like a how do you call this, a hobby?
Well, it's kind. I mean, and I think I it's for me it's second to my painting. I when I make songs. Yeah, dagham ako na botong songs.
Really,
So,
really?
Yeah, but I just kept it.
So you never released any of your
And I never released.
masterpieces?
But I think I recorded. The one for the Lamdag. It was recorded with my friend Barney Borja.
Oh, Barney, of course.
Yeah. He was the one who produced it,
Okay.
and I was happy with the outcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I think he's one of the best that producer.
Absolutely,
Si
man.
Barney.
Yes, because we only have the best of us here at TMC, right? We got
I-
you.
I would like to acknowledge him. Thank you very much, Barney, for the
So-
beautiful production.
Is this the first time ever that you actually recorded your work, or na kay mga catalog of
Doon
songs?
ako previews mga na record, but
Maybe we
like
can
a demo.
maybe we can play it here in 105.1 TMC, right?
Maybe one day.
So your demonstration of ink drawing will be on full demonstration this on the second day of the Art Fest, right? Kaya ang atong first day ani October 17 man atong Tops Art Fest here
Yeah.
at Tops, okay? This is actually a free event. You just enter Tops, okay? And then of course you pay the minimum fee of 100 pesos here, but the whole entire thing is free. Of course there are classes that if you want to attend, but yours in particular, kay ba ka asa na depita sa imong drawing in ink demonstration? Is it here sa circle dito sa Obos, or maybe at the event space?
I think it's in the
Event space,
And
okay.
if I'm inviting everyone interesado to watch the demo, and then if you decide to come, and then I'll just ask for your help. Please pray for me nga gamay lang ko makumit mga mistakes during the demo.
Okay. So dili ka mag-lessons, dili ka mag-lessons.
Dili ko mag-lesson. But if there are questions, I will entertain the questions. I
Oh,
will
so na
answer
kay
them.
mga Q&A po di ay.
Kung mo ganahan sila mo question, it's okay. It's
Okay,
fine with me while
okay.
I'm doing. So I'll be multitasking.
Sir, daghan salamat gid sir sa imong pag-ari sa TMC because we're really are focused on bringing out the best from Cebu to the world, and I think this is one way to do that by doing podcasts and shows like this. Kay kani ato ang audience and dili ra man ni sa Cebu. Of course, we have a lot of viewers from Cebu. What's up, Enzo? Mayong hapon ni or mayong udto na diha. Ginamos lami to Kuya Magic and the rest of the guys here, Tom and everybody. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagtan-aw. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw sa 105.1 TMC. We have one of the best painters, the best artists, visual artists from Cebu, and also a musical artist. I did not know. I am pleasantly surprised, Sir Adeste, nasa na kay other side, which is your being a musician. Don't forget, October 17, that's the Tops Art Fest. Of course, if you want to catch the unveiling Lamdag, Apotheosis of Cebu, you had a sneak peek. If you're attentive, if you were on YouTube, Tops Media Center, you're probably able to see a sneak peek of the masterpiece, which is Lamdag, Apotheosis of Cebu by Adeste Digilam, which begs the question, who is the real Cebuano? I have to invite you again here to talk about what it is to be a real Cebuano one of these days. Okay, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
My pleasure. And then it's really an honor to be invited by you, Jiggy.
Okay, daghang salamat.
Daghang salamat sa TMC.
That's TMC, Tops Media Center. TMC, the most Cebu music. TMC, the best of us. So karong atong patukaron ni imong paborito nga kanta, sir. Matod nila.
Oh, wow.